Drugs and alcohol. This talk covers the effects of alcohol and drugs on your safety and others. Statistics show that alcohol and drug use are increasing on site. This can lead to accidents, so we need to make sure it doesn't happen on this site. Alcohol 1. In a high-risk industry like ours, alcohol and work do not mix well. 2. Alcohol is a drug which depresses parts of the brain function. When working on site, you need to be fully focused on the task in hand. 3. If you're found to be intoxicated with drink, you won't be allowed on site and you may even end up losing your job. 4. Don't get drunk the night before and expect to work safely on site the next day. You could still be over the limit when you drive to work, as alcohol may take more time than you think. Work its way out of your system. 5. 1 pint of 4% beer equals 2.4 units. It takes roughly 1 hour for your liver to process 1 unit of alcohol. 6. Roughly 2 pints of strong lager or ale will put the average male over the recommended daily limit. 1/2 pints puts the average woman over the recommended limit. 7. Many workplace fatal accidents have been alcohol-related. Drugs 1. You are far more likely to have an accident on site when under the influence of drugs or legal highs. 2. Drugs prescribed by your doctor could make you unfit for work, as can illegal drugs, including those known as legal highs, which are illegal under the Psychoactive Substances Act 2016. 3. If you know somebody is on drugs, don't think that it's not your problem. Tell your supervisor and help to stamp it out. If you get hurt, it's a bit late to wonder what the other person was on. 4. All drugs can affect your ability to work safely. 5. Some effects of drugs are slow reaction times, clumsiness, poor decision-making, and distorted vision. Please remember, many sites now carry out random drug testing. Spotting signs of drug addiction. Things to remember. There may be obvious signs of drug addiction, but no one can definitively diagnose drug addiction unless that person has a medical degree. There's also the problem of the same signs possibly being indicators of conditions other than drug addiction. What we're trying to say here is that it's not that easy to detect drug addiction at work. Still, while none of the signs we're going to enumerate is evidence of drug addiction itself, someone who manifests 2 or more of those signs is likely to actually be struggling with a drug problem. Please watch the next video for spotting signs of drug addiction and things to remember. Marijuana addiction signs. Addiction to marijuana, however, has several other signs, including bloodshot eyes, fast heart rate, sleepiness, lethargy, lack of coordination, lack of focus, talkativeness, misjudging time, secretiveness, possession of paraphernalia. Valium addiction symptoms. One common sign of Valium addiction, which is drowsiness or sleepiness, which can be extremely dangerous, especially if the employee is tasked with a safety-sensitive job. Other signs of addiction to Valium, which belongs to a class of drugs called benzodiazepines, are drowsiness, slurred speech, poor coordination, hostility, irritability, impaired judgment, blurred vision, unsteady gait, reduced inhibition, amnesia. Alcohol addiction signs. Of all the substances that are commonly abused, alcohol is perhaps one of the most dangerous, particularly because they can be legally bought at any liquor shop. To see if a worker or a colleague is under the influence of alcohol, here are a number of signs you need to look out for. Unkempt appearance, smell of alcohol on breath and skin, irrational behavior, sluggishness, bloodshot eyes, sleeping on duty, staggering or unsteady gait, tremors, tardiness, absenteeism, temper outbursts, aggressive behavior. Cocaine addiction signs. The most common cocaine addiction signs, along with general addiction signs, in a person that are easy enough to spot are dilated pupils, erratic behavior, nervousness, irritability, and anxiety. Other cocaine addiction signs are runny nose, damage to nasal passages from snorting cocaine, track marks from injecting cocaine, burned lips or fingers from smoking cocaine, licking their lips, frequently restlessness, talkativeness, argumentativeness, feeling of superiority, paranoia, mood swings. As with most drugs, the signs of cocaine abuse and addiction may vary from one person to the next, depending on the frequency of use, level of physical dependency, and how long the addiction has been going on. Heroin drug addiction symptoms. Heroin is one of the most addictive illicit drugs in existence. It is also one of the toughest addictions to kick. The signs of heroin addiction can be fairly easy to recognize. Slow breathing, flushed skin, runny nose, sudden behavior changes, frequent mood swings, changes in peer groups and social preferences, drug paraphernalia in the person's belongings, money troubles, decreased or loss of concentration in brain functions, neglect of grooming, slurred speech, scratching, complaints of constipation. Drugs have no place in the workplace because they put the health and safety of everyone in it at risk. If you notice in a coworker any of the signs of drug addiction to a specific drug as listed above, and you begin to suspect that he or she has a drug problem, refer everything to your HR or safety team. Don't forget your Health Assured helpline. Call anytime on 0800-756-0834. Remember, keep yourself safe and others and speak up. Your safety comes first.